Here. Big Man is still being absolutely disrespectful towards this, but 28 is wild. But honestly, like, with the level of craziness there is with clay down there, it's alright, man. I don't even really care at this point. I can get so much clay so easily. It seems like even having to worry about it and even complaining about it just seems pointless to me. Like, I can complain all day, don't get me wrong, but I just don't feel like it's worth it, man. I can survive with him being a little extra expensive. That's completely fine for me. What I want to do now is I think I'm gonna buy that, and I guess it's an extra pair once again, and then he will then level up. And now we can get a chest piece and a helmet, which means we are basically on our way to get full diamond armor any second now. All I need to do is to get an actual villager that wants to do a little bit of trading with me. This guy is not gonna refresh, apparently. I think as soon as one of those babies right here grow up, they won't be able to take any of the jobs, because all of the jobs are now grabbed by the actual villager. So if I can get another stone mason in here, he will even have a better trade, bro. Like, this guy was turned from a flippin' zombie into that, and he still is like the worst trade ever. This iron golem is probably about to die as well, by the way, but it's okay. I can smelt some of this down in the meantime right now, and then how about they just like literally, like, I look away for 1 second, there's like 4 of them on me. Oh, there's iron. I'm gonna grab the iron. There's probably gonna end up being a bunch of them chasing me right now, but I can't like say no to the free iron, right? No way around it. Oh, all of these guys also ended up despawning. So anyways, what we can do right now is we can make ourselves a handful of stone cutters. Probably won't need more than 3, so that's perfect. Let's just... Oh, there's already a guy right there. Let's just pop all 3 down. Honestly, why not? It doesn't really matter. This guy will only take 9, so that's going to give me a bunch of emeralds. And it's going to give me a lot of levels as well. 36! Oh, wait. Okay, I just said I was gonna stop complaining. 36! I'm almost thinking about killing this guy. I might actually end up killing this guy. This is... should I put this guy in timeout? Like, should I literally put your ass in timeout, bro? Are you trying to, like, make me want to fight you? Because I might actually end up fighting your ass, bro. How is that real? How is 36... I didn't even know 36 could happen. Dear lord, bro, that is wild stuff. Anyways, these babies should hopefully grow up really soon. I need more beds as well. I definitely do need a few more beds. Oh, we got an iron golem right there. I didn't ever end up making an enchantment table because I don't think I got obsidian yet, right? I'm kind of blanking out on like if I have done that or not. Bro, there's so many of these guys. Can we maybe make him chase me over here? And then the iron golem will then come from his lame little spot right here and help me. Oh my god, bro, imagine he just pops me down. Since I don't really have any way of getting a bunch of wool right now, what I think I might do is I might actually take my bum away from here in search of another village. Because I'm thinking hopefully another village will either have some sheep or something going on where I can get a whole bunch of wool easily. Or at least at the bare minimum, I can grab all of the beds from the actual village itself. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my diamonds with me, my sticks with me. We'll let you roam around here. Hopefully you won't die. If I can just find some village nearby, I could potentially get a bunch of beds that I can take home with me. So what are these bundle things? I don't know. These are new, right? This is like something new that's been added to the game. I don't exactly know what this is all about. I do actually have leather as well. Let's try and make a bundle. Is it like a backpack that I can just throw a few things in? Okay, it is. So how many beds would a bundle be able to hold? Because if it can hold more than 1, that's kind of like a decent utilize. Okay, it's literally just 1 inside. Okay. I don't really know what the point of these bundles are. I'm probably never going to end up using them again. I don't really know. Sure. Whatever. I guess it can hold a few things, but not really much. Yeah, I have no idea. Let's quickly actually make ourselves a diamond pickaxe because we are gonna need it. And then I'm just gonna get out of here and find a village. I was literally just on my way to grab this right here, this shipwreck. And up there is literally the village. Maybe I should put my render distance at least a little bit up so you can see. But that right there is the village. Let's quickly just start off by going down into the boat. Let's see what we got. I don't know what we get. Let's just grab it. Another buried treasure map. If that's just gonna lead back to the if that's just gonna lead back to the same thing like it did the first 20 times, bro, I wouldn't even be surprised. This village is about 1,000 blocks away from home, so it's actually not that bad. 1,000 blocks on a boat doesn't really take that long. Oh, that's a chest right there, bro, with the diamonds, and that's a good chest, man. Wonderful. absolutely wonderful chest. Okay, that buried treasure map right there does not actually seem like it could actually be somewhere else from the ones that I don't know. Who knows, man? Main focus right now. Let's get inside this village. Let's see if there's any opportunity for us for either get a bunch of wool or at least at the bare minimum grab all of these beds. Yeah, I think I'm at least just gonna start off by ransacking every single house and just grab all the beds there is in all of them. That seems like the main point, and then we can always move on from there. But yeah, let's maybe also grab stuff like this, because who knows, man, it might come in handy. Yeah, sure. Kind of like those. See, there's like a few pieces of wool and stuff like that up here, so we definitely want to just grab that, because that's at least a couple more beds. Ooh, hell yeah. This is perfect, bro. We need the lava as well, because we're gonna need this for obsidian. Oh, perfect, perfect, perfect. Wonderful. Now we can make an enchantment table as well. I'm just gonna grab 4 pieces because I don't really see any reason why I would need more. I don't even think I'm gonna go into the nether at all. Got a couple more bits right here. Might as well grab those. Seems like we even got sheeps out here, but I guess I don't really need that, do I now? I could bring some sheeps back, but at the same time, also, I can't even be bothered to go for this treasure map right here. Whatever. Not like I really need it either way, so. We got a buttload of beds, decent amount of wool, basically everything we need right now, so I think that's just gonna make us go back home now, and we can really get decked out, really, because we got a bunch of levels, we got all we really need. Yeah, I think we can really start working on everything now. This is basically everything that I've been kind of in need of up till this moment, and why everything has been slowed down a little bit in terms of making progress, so this should bring up the pace to a whole different level. Let's see if I can find my way home. Okay, what in the world is going on right here, man? Let's get this awful rain gone. Bro, what is going on right here? What is happening to this shipwreck? What in the world, bro? Yeah, nothing great. Another buried treasure map. Oh, god damn, bro. Iron heaven. Awesome. Jesus, I gotta be careful, bro. I almost died right there. I got a little bit over a stack of emeralds at this point, so what I can do is I can find this man right here. Let's buy the chest piece. Let's buy the helmet. Let's grab as many bookshelves as we can. Okay, that is not a lot. That's quite expensive. It's alright. It doesn't really matter. I thought that was going to be a little cheaper than it was, but I don't mind. I can just keep on working with these guys and make a good amount of emeralds pretty quickly. Not that guy. I also do need to make another clay run. That's definitely something that is needed. I got my book, I got my obsidian and my diamonds right there, so that means we have our enchantment table. Then I have my boots, and I can just utilize the pants that I have on. I don't really need to buy another one. And we also got another one that's just taking the job, which means even more. This is perfect. All right, that's 8 bookshelves. Good. I think when it comes to the enchantment table, it's going to be somewhere around in here in this room. So this is just going to be a little in the meantime type of thing. So we can just clear this area out real quick, just throw in a floor, and then we can set up the enchantment room in here, and then we can always move it later on if it doesn't fit. I'm going to just pop it right here, and then we can throw the bookshelves all around. And then this will give us about a 16. So we need a handful more. Do I even have lapis? I should have lapis somewhere, right? If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I got a decent amount of lapis right here, which is perfect. Oh, we got even more here and there. So we need a good amount more bookshelves, which means I'll need a bunch more clay. So, and then when we get back up, we can buy as many bookshelves as we need with all of the beautiful clay that we have sold. So tired of this, bro. I literally can't move anywhere without getting shot, bro. I'm getting bored of this. I'm really getting tired of it. I think with these last 8, that should be enough, crossing my fingers, but I do believe that's the case. I'm gonna need a grindstone as well. Isn't that like, how should you make a grindstone? Okay, it's gonna pop up now. There we are. That's the grindstone. That means that we can now probably enchant as much as we want. Hopefully I can do it in peace. Hopefully I can do it in absolute peace. I think this might actually be more than enough, right? Oh my god, it's not. Oh wow, it's not. There's literally like, I think I need maybe one more than. Well, that's annoying. Alright, baby, come on. Be the one. Let's go. 30. I am gonna start off by seeing if I can get a really good pickaxe. Come on. Oh, damn it. Okay, not great. I will still take it. We can do a bunch of enchanting right here. We got so many levels, which is awesome. Protection 4 is awful. No, protection 3, I mean, is awful. Okay, unbreaking 3, protection 3, aqua infinity. That's actually not too bad. All of these are just protection 3. That's kind of annoying, man. This is some shitty enchant. Protection 4. Just protection 4 because why would you give me anything else? Those boots are nice. I'm gonna start off by just disenchanting the pants because the pants are the shittiest. Okay, so just give me the exact same and I'll just go literally F myself, bro. What in the world is that? That means we're now under level 30, so we can't really do much more. I think I might get myself a villager with this smithing table, and then hopefully I can buy a bunch of tools from that guy. Never mind. Every single villager in here already has a job, so I need another one to actually... Oh, never mind. There's one right there. Okay, so I need to make a little bit more, and we can level this guy up, and we can get some tools. Alright, let's start getting this guy leveled up, and hopefully we can actually get a decent amount of leveling up. Where is he? Okay, so we need a lot of iron. Do I have a lot of... That's good, because that also is like the quickest one to do to actually level him up, but I have a decent amount of... It's really not that much, though. See, I have these 9 pieces, which I can smelt down, and then obviously we got all the nuggets. This should level him up quite nicely, but definitely not enough, I would say. Let's try and see. Okay, that, yeah, I can probably buy the iron tools. That isn't too expensive, and then we'll do the rest with the iron, and then he unlocks diamond shovel, which is absolutely awesome. We'll grab 3 of those just to kind of level him up as much as possible, and then I'll probably have to do the rest with the iron. I don't really have this iron for it though, which is a little unfortunate. I think I might actually literally just have the amount of iron. Yeah, I literally just had the perfect amount. That now means he sells me diamond pickaxes. Awesome. I'm just gonna buy 2 because that's all I can get right now. It also gives us a decent amount of levels, so we are at 31, which means we can do 1 disenchant, and then hopefully we can get something good. Fortune 3, efficiency 4, and breaking. Yes! Goated. Okay, this is absolutely goated. This means that we can also go down into the mines for a little bit, mine a whole bunch of iron, which then will help us upgrade other ones of these guys, which is gonna be even freaking better, man. That's okay, this is where it starts changing, man. I got a whole bunch of clay on me right now, which is brilliant as well. We got so much stuff, bro. This is good. Getting that is the game changer, man. That is the full-on game changer. I got everything I need on me right now. If I can just grab that, we can always just grab the coal down there. I'm not even bothering anymore, bro. I'm not even fighting you guys. Hell nah, brother. Hell nah. Didn't even waste my time, man. What am I saying? Why am I turning Jamaican, brother? Wait, what did I just do? Okay, so I've actually found something really freaking dope before. When I was down mining for a bit more clay, I stumbled upon a giant lost cave which had, and I mean, so many different ores inside it. Let me just quickly run down there and show you. Okay, it's right there. There was also somewhere... Yeah, here. Okay, yeah. I found some diamonds as well. Okay, I actually found a few diamonds. Awesome. Another double and another just digging up the roof, bro. That got me to 7. But if we just creep ourselves right in here, look at this, bro. Look at how much iron is everywhere around here. This is literally Iron Empire. I'm gonna be having the time of my life. This is basically, this is literally an iron vein. That's what it is. So hopefully I can just utilize this like crazy, and I'll have so much iron that we won't even have to worry about the iron as well. Holy man. In like 30 seconds, I'm almost at a stack. Yeah, 54 already. Nuts. Absolutely nuts. I do believe I saw somewhere around here before when I was down here just looking. I believe I saw some diamonds somewhere, but I can't remember where. There, literally right there in the roof up there. Oh, damn, creepers. Okay, I gotta be a little careful because I've installed this thing right now where when you go into mines and stuff, your brightness just gets better because, well, I thought it would actually make the videos a little better when it's, so it's not like completely dark and stuff when I go into mines, because I feel like that could be quite annoying. So hopefully that makes the videos a bit better. All right, let's get these diamonds. And it's a good amount as well. That's 16 diamonds. Would like there to be some axolotls actually spawning around here. If there are axolotls, I will definitely make sure to grab them. Because when we start doing the makeover on the island, we gotta incorporate axolotls. I feel that would be nice, right? They just add in such a glow and such a good vibe to everything, bro. Axolotls are just basically like the most awesome thing. Jesus Christ, bro. Welcome to Mob Empire. Oh yeah, there's the diamonds I saw. Those ones I found before was not even the ones that I was actually like thinking about from earlier. 27 diamonds. this is absolutely successful. And I think every single time I'm gonna need clay and all that sort of stuff, I'm just gonna come in here and just work on this place. There's gonna be so much to dig out as well, and hopefully it will even like reveal a bunch more stuff, especially in terms of the iron. There's gonna be so much it's gonna reveal itself with. Probably will have to do a bit of clearing out of all of this water, but that's like the least of my problems. And I don't think we're gonna run out of clay. I do not think we're gonna run out of clay from this place anytime soon, if ever. It might be ever. Literally, like, this is ridiculous. There's gonna be so much clay. This is perfection. This actually is literally the definition of perfection down here. I'm at about almost 3 stacks of emeralds right now, so what I'm gonna do is I need to upgrade my chest piece. I want unbreaking on that. I want a better helmet and I want better pants, so we just gotta buy a few more things. So let's buy a pair of pants, a chest piece, and let's buy another helmet. Before doing any more trading, I'm gonna just go and spend the level so I can actually like utilize doing all this trading, because it's kind of a waste when I'm this high. It takes forever to get the experience. So first of all, I definitely also need a better shovel. That's one thing that I really need. Unbreaking 3 fortune. Fortune probably wouldn't work on clay, I'm gonna say, but it's still a good. I'm just gonna take it because it's good. Then let's try and see if we can get a really good chest piece of thorns. Is not really what I was looking for. Unbreaking 3 blast protection. God damn it, that's not great. Now that I think about it, yeah, okay, it was only protection 3 on the pants. I was about to say if I have protection 4 on the pants, that's still pretty good because we can just combine them with the unbreaking, but that ain't the case. Unbreaking 3. Alright, you know what? That's fine. We can just combine him. It is what it is. Another Unbreaking 3 for the helmet and also Unbreaking 3 for the pants. Okay, there's definitely something to look forward to here. And it's gonna be mad easy. We got so much clay right here. This ain't even all that much actually right now, but see, this guy is back to it, bro. Down to 3. Down to 3, my man. My man. And we'll be back to level 30 in literally a second right here. There it is. Might as well go and do the enchantments right away, so I actually utilize all the experience as much as possible. So let's just Unbreaking protection 3, but if I combine them, that's perfect. That's perfect. It's just a combining and we good. Aqua Infinity for the helmet. We already have that, so that's not really what I'm looking for. And for the boots, another protection 3. I didn't even need the boots. I already got good boots. I could probably utilize maybe some other, whatever. Doesn't really matter too much. The boots are pretty good. I'm cooking down so much iron right here, which is absolutely phenomenal as well. So what we can do is we can make ourselves an anvil right there. Let's pop that down. Let's take off some of all this armor. We can throw in the chest piece, and that's only going to cost me 4 levels, and we got a really nice chest piece. Then the pants in combination, also really good. The boots already got what the boots needs, and then the helmet only really needed another protection 3 to put on, and it would be goated, so it's not really the biggest worry in the world, honestly. For the most part right now, that's pretty much sticking us out as much as I would need overall. What I could do, actually, I can get a lot of diamonds if I need it. We got that good spot down there, so I don't really have to worry about that anymore. So let's just make ourselves a diamond axe, and if I throw it inside, it will only efficiency 3, because of course it will only get efficiency 3. Unbreaking 3, efficiency 4. Alright. Cool, we will absolutely take it. I'm happy with that. I'm actually really happy with that. That's perfect. I might actually end up making another one. I've got 28 diamonds right here, so let's just pop it in. Bro, I have 46 diamonds, matter of fact. I have 46 diamonds, yeah, that's true. I cannot wait to finish this house off. When this house is finished, bro, I can like actually run in here and I'll actually be safe. I won't even have to worry. It's going to be the greatest thing ever. If you throw that in, it says another Unbreaking 3, so that might potentially give us efficiency 4 with it. Something that I would love to have as well is a much better system of all of these villages in here, because right now I'm just like running in circles hoping some of them have unlocked themselves so I can get this XP. But if I can like actually properly put them inside a wall, that would be much cleaner. But yeah, that is already putting me right back to over level 30, so we can go over and try and enchant once again. This does also bring me down to my last few clay balls, but dear lord, the amount of emeralds that I have is absolutely phenomenal. Let's see, Unbreaking and efficiency. So we got 2 efficiency 4, Unbreaking 3, which is absolutely fine. All we've got to do is just get over here, pop both of them in. That will cost me 11 levels. I'm fine with that. That gives us an efficiency 5, Unbreaking 3. We got efficiency 5, Unbreaking 3, fortune 3, a shovel that's fortune 3, efficiency 4, and Unbreaking 3. We can always level up the shovel. Shovels don't really a lot of times feel like that different with the efficiency 5 in my opinion. I don't know how true that actual statement is, but sometimes I just feel like that doesn't really change that much. Probably does, actually. Never mind. I am also down to my last stack of clay balls, which means I'll have to make another journey down into the mines, which is perfect. Now that I've cleared out so much and I have some very decent tools at this point, what I'm gonna do is I need to gather a bunch of materials to start working on my house. Probably this time. And this time I'm not lying. This time I'm actually gonna get it done. What I am looking for right now is some saplings. Do I even have any saplings? We got the spruce saplings right there. I want to grab all of those spruce saplings because I want to start growing these trees. And I want to just harvest, 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 and harvest. Let's empty out my inventory as much as I possibly can before I go down. I want a little bit of coal and I also want a little bit of sticks so we can actually make some torches because I'm going to go down to the mine again. I need some more torches for that because last time it was quite awful, bro. I didn't even show that in the video, I think. I just went down there and got so much, which is why I have so many diamonds right now. Anyways, my plan right now is actually really, really simple. This little island right here is going to give me a lot of space and a lot of just free time to gain an absolutely ridiculous amount of wood. So if I can just pop down an absolutely ridiculous amount of saplings all around. Most of these should grow in basically second to no time. And then while I chop all of this down, we can look at this beautiful, beautiful thing. Bro, it looks so crazy. It actually looks so crazy. But yeah, this is gonna, just like that, perfect. We can chop all of this down and we'll have all the materials that we need to build our house. So we can finally go inside a house and not be bothered every single second. I believe that this will be plenty enough of wood for the time being. I went a little overboard. I'm happy with that. I'm actually fine with that. I think that the more, the merrier. We're not gonna run out this time, bro. If I run out, I got some serious trouble, right? I got some serious trouble, man. Yeah, that ain't happening, man. We got so many emeralds as well at this point, which is absolutely dope. So I'm thinking it's gonna be pretty simple. I'm just gonna get the building, just like I've been doing, just kind of see where it takes me. And hopefully I'm actually going to end up liking what I'm building, because I don't really know where I'm going. I have like some sort of idea, obviously, but it's very limited. I'll tell you that, man. It's a very limited idea of where I'm actually going. All right, let's do this. I simply just truly cannot do this. I'm actually starting to lose my mind. I'm raging. I'm not even gonna put it on recording because I'm just gonna sit here freaking screaming my soul out. I am absolutely losing my mind. I cannot even get a second to build in peace. What I'm gonna do to change that, I have started to grow a few pumpkins right here. I'm gonna go down into the mines. I am gonna gather as much iron as I can possibly get myself. I'm gonna go flippin' crazy. I do not care. I am spending the next 800 days, if it's necessary, to get as much iron as any man has ever gotten. Nah, but in all seriousness, I am going and I'm grabbing a whole bunch of iron right now. Obviously, I'm gonna need a bunch of pumpkins as well. So I might either make a trip out, see if I can find a couple of pumpkins, or have those things just grow. I don't really know yet. But all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go down into these mines and I'm gonna go absolutely ballistic on literally all the iron that I can find. Thankfully, I've gotten Fortune 3, so like if I just find a little this right here, this is just gonna be a little 4. Already there is just 7, so it should probably go pretty quick. I did forget to bring food. I think we'll survive. But we do have this majestic spot if I can just make my way inside here. If I just look around, I see so much iron just lying literally all around everywhere. So I think that grabbing as much of this as I can should be a pretty good move. And then I'm obviously hoping it's gonna catch me a massive break, because I really need a break. I am actually truly like, holy shit. I'm losing my mind, basically. Hello there, zombie villager. I wish I could take you back, but I don't want to. Oh, there's chicken. Ooh, there's a chicken. Yeah, I can't even bother with that either. And there goes the chicken. That should be even more than we need. I still got a bunch more iron smelting down, but I have plenty right now. So if we just throw all of this up here, we got 57 blocks of iron. Then we got a bunch of pumpkins right here, which I believe you just shear them. I haven't done this in ages. Yes, this is exactly the way it is. And then all I would need to do is just do this and pop that on top, and we have gotten ourselves iron golem. All right, so now all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just build a quite a heavy amount. That is now 2, and then we can make that 3. Why is that not working? Is it because it's getting hit by... I think it's just because it can't connect with any other blocks. That's why. Why is this one not working? Wait, why is this one not working? That's so weird. Is it? I don't know. But yeah, let's just make a buttload, bro. We need a bunch of these, man. So I wonder how long it's gonna even like hold for, because they're gonna die slowly over time, but I wonder how long they will actually last, or if I will literally have them for like 20 minutes and then I'm out. Like, that could be the case, bro. I feel like the more the merrier, due to the fact that, like, if there's a lot of them, they kind of take care of business quicker, and then they won't be able to take as much damage. So I do feel like in that sense, it's actually really good to have like a lot of them. But all right, now we've gotten like 6 of them up here. We got a few down there, few roaming over there as well. Hopefully, crossing my fingers, this will give me the ability. I forgot to do that one. All right, so now all I'd have to really focus on is just literally building as much of this house as possible, because as soon as that is kind of done, I can at least stay safe inside the house and I won't have to be bothered every single second, which should be really, really nice. This is basically just the kind of starter schematic of the build. I'm gonna do a lot more detailing, and obviously this is not even remotely close to being done, because if this was even remotely close to being done, well, then I don't even know what to say. I'd just say, dear God. I would just literally say, dear God, how terrible is that? Because that is quite terrible. Thankfully, that's not the case. My builds aren't great. Anyways, there's so many things that I want to do, so obviously, like I said, I want to touch up on this house, but I also want to start extending out and doing even more. So what my next plan is actually to clear a little bit out here and extend. I'm probably just going to literally just fill this out, this entire area right here. I might just end up filling it all out with dirt just so we don't have this opening down here. I don't really want this, so that's probably just gonna be what we do. Alright, that's fine. That's all I've gotten for now, so perfect. So the plan is to make some sort of pathway from here going over here, and then I think inside the mountain, I'm gonna build myself a villager trading hall. So basically what it would consist of is, you know, you just kind of have this path right here, just leading, doom, doom, doom. And then right here is literally just where the actual entrance itself is going to be. And I think I can just fully mine here. I don't think I'd have to even worry about anything. I think this is going to be just really easy work. And also for once, it's going to be really nice because I'm working inside a mountain, which is a huge bonus right here, because then inside this mountain I'm just gonna literally extend it out and make a massive villager trading hall. I feel like this could be really cool. I'm kind of crossing my fingers that it can turn out pretty great. And also, all of those iron golems really didn't last long. That was pretty quickly that all of them just, well, they're all gone. They're literally all gone. I even made more, and it's still like, it wasn't enough, bro. The power of these pillagers is just absolutely ridiculous. Literally, that's the only word I can use. It is ridiculous. I genuinely didn't know when I started this off that it was as powerful as it is. Like, it is actually crazy how wildly powerful all of these pillagers are. But I do think now that I'm going to get to work inside this mine right here, we will have a very nice break from that. We shouldn't really have to worry all that much about anything now. I can just kind of get to it, have some fun, and for once, I think I'm gonna enjoy myself a little bit in this world. Just a little bit, you know? It's gonna be nice just enjoying myself a little bit. So I think to start off with right now, all I'm gonna do is just start trimming out as much as I possibly can inside here to really give myself the open space to work with. And then we'll build a really cool villager trading hall in here. And then when we've done that, we can get back to finishing the house. I'm kind of bothered by the fact that it is already hitting the side. All right, let's get to work. So now that I've cleared all of this out, we have a solid space to start working with, and I have a couple of ideas that I want to start putting in and see how it turns out. Some of them are rather simple, so it shouldn't be too much work, but what I'm gonna do is probably right about here is if I want to extend up, which I might actually possibly do. I have a staircase going up, and the reason why I'm putting it down right now is so that I have an idea of how the room around the staircase is gonna look, to see how much space it takes up. But that right there should lead up to a different level. So then what we have right here is we have side number 1, side number 2. So then basically what it would be like, it would be spot, spot, spot. So then right there and right there would be a villager. Now we can already start transporting a few of the villagers in without having too much trouble. All I'm gonna do is I'm obviously gonna change this out, because definitely do not want it to be stone. So if we have that and we place that there, we then have the spot right there for whatever job the villager needs. Alright, so basically if I just quickly fill in this back wall right here, we know exactly how much space we have to work with. Let's just remove a little bit of the floor and then throw in a bit more wood in the floor so we know. Yeah, I think that works fine. I need a few things like fences, and also I need a lot more lanterns. I've already gotten 26, which is nice, but I'm gonna need so many more because we gotta light this room up nicely, make it look good. And oh my god, look at that. Chica, look at that, bro. Come on. Yeah, I'm so tired of this. I'm always tired of it, man. I'll never not get tired of that. Okay, so I'm looking for my guy right here. Let's buy a few lanterns from him now that he's willing to trade me a few. He also does sell me the Feather Falling 4 book, which I really want to get that and put it on my boots. I think that would be really nice. But what I'm also looking for on top of that is I am looking for another librarian so I can get mending. I would very much so like mending. That would be quite freaking beautiful. While we are here, let's just quickly talk to this guy. Let's grab this Feather Falling book. I know it's pretty expensive, but I honestly don't really care. I'm just taking it and I'm happy with it. Let's pop the books in with the boots. There we are. Feather Falling. Nice. So let's make a bunch of fences. That's not that many, but it's a decent amount. And then let's start off by just grabbing one of the villagers. Get him over there, you know. I also do think that, I don't know if it's, I think it's enough distance as to where when okay, let me just quickly, when I do put them in here, they are far enough away from this other spot right here so that they'll start breeding again and give me some new little villagers, which I'll need that because I need a lot of new jobs. But yeah, we got 2 of the villagers over here now, so that's perfect. That's all we got to do right now is just take a few of them over here, kind of transform the room as we go, and then over time we can add in those few details. So obviously I gotta trim out this wall. I'm probably gonna have to extend this wall out by another 2 layers, I'd say, so that it fits a bit more cleanly, going all the way around with the villagers, like just extending out. Obviously we also gotta make sure the floor, and probably I'm just gonna basically change every single thing in this room right here. I don't want there to be a single piece of stone that you can see with your eyes. I'm gonna turn it into wood, maybe some other blocks, I'm not exactly sure, but I'm just gonna definitely turn it into something that's actually nice to look at, because this ain't. What I'm looking at right now is not pretty, that's for sure. It's gonna give me a lot of coal, which is nice. So I've spent about the last probably 10 minutes resetting these guys, and I finally have gotten myself a mending villager, which is absolutely beautiful. Somewhere around in these chests around here, I have a few more books which I need to grab. I only have 2 more, but that's also fine. So let's buy those. So we have 3 mending books at this point. Let's lure him really quick back inside. All right, so this guy on the side right here will be our main mending guy, whereas this one right here, we can always just reset him to whatever we need if there's anything we need. But for the time being, not really anything I need from this guy, so I don't really care to try and go through a bunch of different ones to try and get something. I will need a good amount of mending books, so let's buy 1 more bookshelf and quickly grab that, and let's take some of our wonderful emeralds, which we got plenty of. We don't have to worry about that. Let's just buy a few more. That brings me to 6 mending books, I believe, and with 43 levels we should be able to put it on most everything, I think. Like, let's try and see. Put mending on that. That costs 4, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3. And also, so yeah, that brings me mending on every single piece of my armor and every single one of my tools that I'm utilizing right now, except the axe. Okay, I need to grab 1 more then. Finally, I have something to spend all these emeralds on. Definitely not in need of emeralds, that's for sure, and I can always get more so easily. Let's just buy 3 more since we can. Now, every single diamond thing that we actually use right now has mending on it. So I've also basically finished off this entire little trading hall right here. I'm gonna keep the stairs for now. I just changed out the roof, but who knows, maybe I want to extend it at some point. I have no idea if I'll ever do it, but just if I feel like I'd have to at some point, I can always extend it up. We've already ready to go if we ever need. But for now, we got a bunch of villages all the way around. We can still utilize this side right here if I want to. For now, I'm just gonna like have furnaces and stuff over here since we are kind of also using that in here. One of the next ones I want to upgrade right now is actually the cartographer, which he needs a lot more paper, which is absolutely fine since I've built this little nice area over here that has a bunch of sugar canes, which they grow really slow actually. They grow much slower than I thought they would. We need 5 more pieces of paper to be able to get this last one leveled up, and then we can just buy an empty map, and that should probably do the leveling up. Let's grab some of our emeralds. We can even actually, for once, let's actually yap a bunch of the clay with us, because we are actually really far down on emeralds now. I kind of just spent almost everything I had, which is good. I don't mind that. I just need 3 more sugar canes. Make that 1. Make that 0. Alright, let's see. Let's do the 1. Oh, that's enough. That's perfectly enough, actually. And then he wants to do a Plains and Tiger Village map. So I'll have to give him emeralds and compasses to level up. That's an odd one. I'll tell you, man. That's an odd one. Let me try that just for the fun of it. So I think it was 7 compasses. Was that what it was? Oh my god. And he's like, it's not. It's just 1 compass. That's it. Yeah, because I need to just level him up, so I'm okay with it actually. A little expensive, but it is what it is. There we are. That should level him up. And then now he wants trial. Oh, I can just literally... Wait, what? I can just sell him a... Can I just buy a couple of compasses and then go over here, give him those compasses, and I can get my emeralds back? So that's basically an infinite XP. He gives me 1 back and I pay... Okay, I paid 3. Okay, I thought I paid 1. I paid 3 emeralds for that. Still, that's kind of crazy. This right here is what I'm looking for. I was looking for the item frames. That is all that I cared about. Expensive way to get item frames, but you know what, bro? This is gonna look so good inside here. So we have these guys right here with the clay, so all of those guys will get clay on top of it. And then we have... Yes, we got a bunch of spare mending book, so let's just utilize that. And a silk touch one. I don't need the silk touch one. Let's pop a mending book there and a silk touch book right there. And then let's make ourselves a few more emeralds since we are starting to run out pretty hefty. So you boys putting in that good work. Thank you very much, everyone. Then we can buy a bunch more item frames. This should probably be all I need actually. Yeah, it was even 1 too many, but the cool thing about it is that I can put an item frame inside an item frame, because that is the coolest thing anyone could ever do. So I did that. I guess this guy sells tools, so I'll just literally put that in there. Clay, we got clay, we got clay, and we got clay. And boom. There we are. So now we know exactly what all of these guys do when we walk in. Those guys right here are the ones that does not have a job yet, so we're gonna just keep it open. I want to keep 2 open, because if I ever figure out some sort of thing that is really, really necessary in terms of villager trading. I like to have 2 open so I can just literally go right to them and just level them up as quickly as possible and utilize that without wasting too much time. So I think this villager trading hall is perfectly fine, man. This is all that I needed. Now I can really just utilize all of this whenever I need so, and it should make me make a lot of progress. The house is also coming together. I don't really know what to do with the actual house, if I'm being honest with you. It's really bad. I think the house is really bad. I'm glad that I have my enchantment room right here, sure, but other than that, I really hate this house. I think it's awful. I thought I had a cool idea. I didn't. That just simply happens sometimes. Sometimes you think you have something cool and then you realize you don't. I want to do something in this area. I want to take my villagers out. I'm just going to throw them inside this villager trading hall. We have axolotl. There's a lot more axolotls we can get as well if we go down into the mines. I would love to just get a bunch of axolotls and make like a little axolotl empire home, something in that sense where it's just a really cool place for a bunch of axolotls to be, live their absolutely best life and just be good, well-behaved axolotls. What I'm gonna start off by doing is I'm gonna probably need a massive amount of iron, which I don't really have all that much iron. I got a decent amount. I could actually also decide to just get myself a fisherman, upgrade him a few times, and then I can actually buy buckets from him. That's a good idea. Okay, this is actually all we need for that as well. So let me just grab all of the emeralds out of there. I'm gonna need all the coal because I do believe they need coal to actually level up. Then I believe all I gotta do is just simply that. We get a barrel, and this guy right here obviously doesn't have a job yet, so he now... Okay, oh, you don't even have to level him up. Perfect. Perfect. And that should be enough buckets. I believe that's going to be enough buckets, bro. I thought you actually had to level him up once, and then afterwards you'd be able to, but not even. And he also sells campfires. Pretty cool. Alright, anyways, we can throw all of this in. We can give him all of the emeralds. I want to keep a little bit open in my inventory because I'm kind of thinking that since I am going down into the mines, I might as well grab a little bit more clay since I'm kind of running out a bit of clay. So let's now go into the mines and see if we can find a bunch of axolotls. There's definitely a good amount of things that we need. So I've gotten a few axolotls at this point. We've gotten 4. I can, as well as that, also just grab tropical fish because I can always just have the axolotls breed, and then that way I'll get a bunch more axolotls easier than maybe having to stand around here for a long time actually getting them. But what I need is I need all of these different things down here. We obviously are going to need a bunch of all of these flowering azaleas. I think those are going to look really good visually with the area itself, so I want to grab as many of those as I possibly can. As well as that, I'm going to need a solid amount of moss. It's not really the biggest issue of me having to grab them down here. I could always just bone meal on top and get a bunch more if I ever want to do that. That's definitely an option as well. But now that I'm down here, I might as well just utilize what I've gotten and just grab as much of it as I can. There are a bunch of tropical fish just slowly spawning around, so I'll make sure I grab them. And then I can always just switch them out if I find a bunch of axolotls instead. But for the time being, I'm not really finding too many axolotls. The spawn rate doesn't seem to be too crazy for them around here, which is alright. I might actually need to smelt down a few pieces of iron to grab these right here, because... Oh yeah, I can just go for the ones. I was about to say, I can just actually go for... Let's make sure we grab a few of these as well, so we can start having those row upstairs as well. We need all of those. Actually, we just need a couple, and then we can always just bone meal them as well. Most of this, we can actually just bone meal. Like, I don't really have to grab a bunch of drip leaves and all of that sort of stuff. As soon as we've gotten one, we just need a bunch of bone meal and we'll be good. But I might as well just utilize as much as I can since I am down here and it's just all around. And I don't really have any bone meal whatsoever, actually. I can always change that. We could make a bone meal generator if that's what we really wanted. I love Lost Caves so much. I think they're just like, they might be one of the greatest things that's ever been added into the game, honestly. Like, it just looks so absolutely wonderful being inside him, and just I just absolutely love it. Well, hello there to you, my guy. Acting like I didn't see you. Of course I saw you, man. Of course I saw you, Mr. Diamond. How could I ever miss you? Oh, more. Wow. Perfect. Let's just make sure we actually have some space for you. Let's just go. There's even more than one. Oh, that's a triple. All right, and as well over here. These are really close to each other. And it's also more than one. Brilliant. That gave me 14, just casual 14 diamonds, because, you know, why not? I should have probably made myself a diamond hoe so I could have just come down here with the diamond hoe and literally just annihilate this area in like seconds with that. We might actually end up doing that later on. I also really should bring some torches down here because every single time I come down here, it's just horrific how many mobs there actually are. Without a doubt, my axolotl luck is terrible right now. Jesus Christ. My finding mobs luck is, well, let's just say that's not an issue. Oh, just picked out a diamond for me. Cool. You won't see me complain about that, Chief. But you will see, okay, it's about to say, but you will see me complain about it only being one. But it's not. See, we got a massive, and I mean absolutely massive amount of tropical fish, right? That is a really, really good thing. So I definitely want to make sure I grab all of the... Holy, there are so many as well. I even saved that thing's life. That won't mean much in a short amount of time, but, you know, for now, he was saved. Ooh, axolotl. Let's go. Man took it all the way down here, but you know what, man? That's all right. Worth it, worth it. Dear Lord, man, I'm getting yapped from everywhere. I can't hold any more tropical fish or axolotls. I have one space left, so I'm just gonna make my way back home. And let's start taking a look at what we can do with this build. First things first, what I need is I need a whole bunch of oak logs, and I also need a whole bunch of oak leaves. This right here should be more than enough materials for this build. Hopefully it's gonna look at least somewhat good. So with the tree plates down right now, what I'm gonna do is I want to do something where it's kind of almost like the tree itself is extending out in some sort of way. Like it could be, I really don't know what it could be, but we can just try a few different things where it's almost like the roots just make their way down to the ground from up there in some sort of theme like that right there is simple, yet I think it's gonna do the work, and I want to have that on all of the sides. Now it's gonna make a little bit more sense when I really get into it, so let's just quickly throw this in, see how it feels, and then we can work from there. All right, let's just end it off there for now. So we have 4 different sides going all the way down, which seems perfect. And then all I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna try and remove as much as I can of all of the different whatever we got of different blocks right here. So I'm gonna basically open the area up completely. All right, so that opens up the tree a bunch, and then we can go around adding in a few details just so it kind of smooth itself out a little bit, just like that. It's just a few subtle details that's gonna make the tree just feel a bit more complete without having to do too much inside. There we are. Let's just jab that down. So then we got this massive area on the inside right here where we can actually make ourselves like a giant pond for all of the axolotls to be inside. Let's first of all make sure the actual tree connects down all the way around to every single... I don't know if we'll ever be in need of using these snowballs, but let's for now keep them since we are going to start to build a lot around here, so we might need a bunch of random blocks that I didn't really originally think that I would need. But maybe they'll come in handy, who knows. I think I want to add a few more blocks here and there to smoothen things out a little bit. I want to keep this here for now because I think I'm going to have almost like a lantern type of thing coming down. So obviously, the water that I put around here is probably going to end up freezing, I would say. So we might have to figure out some sort of workaround for that, but I'm definitely going to be able to find something out. I don't think that I have to worry too much about it for the time being. All I want to do is just open the area up a little bit, make it look as nice as I possibly can. And then I'm going to just take a bunch of water right here, throw it in, because I'm just going to check if it will actually freeze or not. I'm assuming that it will, so might as well just check up on it before doing anything. Alright, so we can give that a little bit of time, see if anything freezes over. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a bunch of spruce slabs, and I'm just going to level it up once. And basically it's just going to be like a walkway over in a sense. So, because it kind of fits me perfectly. I won't hit my head or anything like that, so it's basically perfect. And then maybe we can like extend up and go up there. I think that might be something I do, where like a staircase that's going up. That is obviously not going to be the main objective at the moment. Then I think in the middle part right here, I'm just gonna remove another layer so it's like 2 layers deep. Not every single block needs to be removed, but like just a solid amount of it. Like basically that, just so it goes a little bit down. Then I got a bunch of firefly bushes. I need some more. I need to figure out a way to get a lot more bone meal quickly, because that's probably gonna be the easiest way for me to actually do this right here. So I want to moss up the area quite a bit. The easiest way to do it is literally just to like let the bone meal do what the bone meal does when you bone meal it, and then remove the grass, because the grass, I don't really love that too much, but it gives you like a natural little curve out. All I gotta do is just make a composter and see if I have anything that I can just easily compost that I don't really need, like a bunch of saplings and stuff like that. That's perfect. So then we can just throw in the last few pieces. Even having like a little bit of coal right there kind of like naturally fits in pretty well. So I'm gonna save that actually. So that it gives you moss all the way around. And then like inside these corners and stuff like that, we can throw in like Azalea, because I think Azalea is probably the one that I want to kind of overdo it with. It's probably going to end up being quite a lot, but I do also feel like those are the ones that is like the most vibrant and do have the best visualization. So overdoing that a little bit is fine. Then I'm gonna see if I can place fire bushes. I can place fire bushes, so I'm hoping those are gonna really do some damage here. And what I mean by damage is, I mean beauty. So I don't know why I'm calling it damage, because it's literally the exact opposite. Oh, they do have a terrible sound. They do have an absolute horrible vibrant sound. Ooh, I don't like that at all. That's probably going to be environment, right? Alright, thank God. Bro, that sound was terrible. Thank God you could just remove that easily. Alright, anyways, those are there, so that's now going to give a nice little pop. We can just throw a few more. Probably a lot of what I'm doing is, for the most part, what I'd consider completely overdoing it, but we're sticking with it. I like that, bro. I think it looks really nice. Then you can maybe even add a little bit of this around here, just kind of for like a little bit of touching up. Just guess it kind of makes everything just look a little bit better. Just like subtle extra detail without having to do really much. Also, then I don't really have to have a bunch of it in my inventory anymore. So then for the inside right here, we definitely want some glowberry stuff going on. So if I can up some glowberry that just falls down quite beautifully on every single side. This is going to require so much more bone meal than I unfortunately have, but I do think that if I can do this correctly, this can look really beautiful. Obviously, I gotta clip them off towards the end so it isn't going all the way down. I don't even know how much I even want to do drip leaves around here, actually. I was just realizing that I had a bunch of drip leaves, but I don't really know if I want to do too many. I can do like a couple. The thing is, there's not that much water space around here, so when it comes to having actual space for the axolotls themselves, I gotta be a little careful unless I want to start expanding a lot, which when you really look at this, bro, there's really not that much space for the axolotls to actually do anything in, so I might have to somehow, some way start expanding quite a bit, but for now we're okay. I got a whole bunch of axolotls right here, so let's just start off by throwing every single axolotl inside, and then we can take the boys from over here as well. Alright, so there's probably gonna be like a billion axolotls in here. Just, yeah, there's a lot of axolotls right here. I like that though. I think that's like, I think this is awesome. Perfect. I think this turned out even better than I expected, actually. For once, I think one of my projects is better than I could have ever dreamed of. So what I need is a bit more bone meal so we can have all of this in here look really sweet, and then we can like does not need to go any further down than this. That's one thing, and even like somewhere like that, it doesn't need to go any further down, actually. Always a nice little way to actually empty out your inventory doing this. But I think that looks really good, and I actually really am enjoying this. I think this looks terrific. This actually looks terrific with like how it goes down, and I like that. I really enjoy that. What I think I want to do then is I want to have a stairway going up the mountain that just kind of goes around in a weird sort of way, where I'm gonna add a bunch of fun small little trees on this mountainside just to kind of switch it up and make it look like a little unique and a little different. Let's see if we can't do something interesting having this extend up throughout the mountainside right here. And I do believe I have some solid ideas in my head. So let's start off by having a staircase going up, and then we just kind of trim this out as much as we possibly can. So then we just fill this all the way in, going up to around and about this level is, yeah, this is the exact level it should be. So then maybe what we do is we have it kind of curve in throughout here. I have no idea if this is going to end up looking good or not, but we are testing it out and we are hoping that it works. So the idea is that the water is going to go up under the stairs, so the axolotls actually have the ability to swim up here and get into another kind of area around here. So basically what I need to do is just open this up and make this go one level down, and then on top of the water right here there will be slabs on top of it. Okay, so this is just around where my base is in there. You can just fill in some moss around in a few places too. Let's try and I don't know how this is gonna go whatsoever. Yeah, I really don't know exactly where I'm going with this, but we're gonna just try it out, see how it works, and then we can always just keep on planning from there. So if I fill this area in and I just make sure that this is a complete water source all the way throughout, that gives us this leading all the way through, which is, yep, that is what I'm looking for. Of course, this is where the issue comes in. So now, since this is water around here, the ice is gonna come in. The ice is not coming in down there, which is really nice. There is a quick fix for this. I do believe, if I am not mistaken, and this will be the test for now, and then if not, we'll just have to course correct. So if I just, for the time being, just place it right there. Nope, not that. If I hang a lantern right here, will the lantern actually, matter of fact, let me put it one higher. I don't know if the lantern will stop the water from turning into ice. If that is the case, that is perfectly awesome and absolutely something that I can work with. But let's just try and have them hang in here, and then we can like take a few blocks in the back right there just to kind of fill it out a bit more. I'm gonna try and break these and then see if they come back, and if they do not come back, then we know that this will have the effect of warming up the area enough so that it doesn't require ice to come in. All right, for the time being, nothing whatsoever has happened, and it actually seems like it's working. So that simply might just be enough to actually stop the water from turning into ice. That is all I really needed to see. That means I can really go to town now. Before actually opening up the area and have the axolotls try and swim up here, I'm gonna work as much as I can on this area before allowing them to get up here, so I don't have to bother with them swimming around all the time. Basically, if I just kind of make this go out a few more blocks. Now, actually, hell yeah, this is what we was talking about earlier. Now, for once, I'll actually have some sort of use for all these snowballs. This is why I keep them. That is why I kept them. But just like that, and then we can open up this area really nicely and have it connect all the way over to here. Alright, that makes the water go all the way around from over there to over here. Then obviously we gotta make it so that the water doesn't turn into ice. I don't even think I'd have to really place them up high or anything like that. I could probably just like throw them in here and that should be enough. We'll see. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. And then like if I go around in a few places, just changing it a little bit out, so I add in some moss in a few places just to kind of loss cave it a little bit so it doesn't have too much, but it still's got that mossy look to it. So like you have like an area right here where you just throw in a little bit of moss just to change up the vibe a little bit. And then I do think that would be enough for the actual water part of this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and just dig down right here and have this end up connecting into the area. So let's try and just slowly go down, and this should perfectly just connect right here like it does, absolutely. And then I'll more than likely just have to absolutely spam a ridiculous amount of water blocks around here to make it full water blocks all the way up. All right, it seems like everything has now connected. Oops. So that should have all of the axolotls. Why did these guys like looking out like that? But that has the axolotls just go through here. with no issue. And then what I can do is I can just add a pathway on top of the water right here, which probably is just gonna kind of end right here, since I suppose it wouldn't really be necessary for me to have to be able to walk all the way through. So let's just throw in a few pieces like that, and then maybe we just do that to block it off, and then they have like a full area where they can just swim around, and I can always just kind of do something here instead. I think that works perfectly for me. So then now they have a much bigger area to work with, and then we can pop in like a few fire bushes and stuff around here just to make the area look as good as possible. What I want to do as well is I want to breed a few of these axolotls. Since we have a much bigger space now for them to actually walk around, getting a few more kind of seems like it's the right time. Let's see, how you guys doing? Guys interested in making some baby axolotls for me? I got a couple more left over, but for the time being that should be enough of them bred, and then we can always come back to it. Let's spend a couple of minutes actually working on these farms outside this house, because you know, it's kind of pathetic that I haven't actually finished off this house properly at all whatsoever at this point. I really should do that. So let's first of all just do a few small details around here so we actually have a proper nice house that we can at least say we are, well, let's just call it somewhat proud of. So when they grow up, it gives a bit of an ambient to the area so it doesn't look too plain and boring. Then we can probably just use our shovel to just make a walkway like this all the way through. Doesn't need to be anything too complicated. I think doing it like this, it actually looks really solid. I actually really like doing this method. I think it looks really good. I am literally completely out of dirt. I genuinely actually need dirt. How about I make like a secret pathway just inside this mountain right here where I can... Oh, what's up, bro? How you doing? So I can just go around in here when I really badly need it, and I can actually steal some dirt because I'm genuinely in dirt crisis. Alright, let's just block that off so we can't actually see it. That gives it like a proper walkthrough for the entire area, and then I can just remove these chests. I want to conquer this area behind me, and I feel like I have an idea / an excuse to do it. It is gonna be, I'd almost say for the most part, rather simple. It's gonna require a lot, which is kind of the fun part of it. Some of it pretty just tedious, some of it a little bit advanced maybe, who knows, we'll see about that. Me advanced, that's like, you know, yeah, you know, calm your boots, bro. It's also gonna give me an excuse to kind of pep up the house as well, which, well, we all know that definitely is going to be needed for sure. So what my plan is, it is pretty simple. We have the door right here, which means that this block right here is the middle part out. Maybe I shouldn't quite do that so they can get through, but I want to make a stairway that's going to lead out of this room. What we can start off by doing is just do a little bit of some random work, I'd almost call it. I want to just make a very simple and honestly rather uncomplicated stairway out, and I think that I'm gonna just literally do this right here, so it's just a triple stair going up, so it's somewhat far out but not too far out, and then I think I'm actually gonna end up extending it one more up. I need to know that this right here is the exact block on the behind part, so that right there is gonna be an opening. Maybe we can even do something to this extent. Is this gonna actually like look good? I do not know. If I maybe just made a few slabs and then just, yeah, that doesn't quite work because they just end up doing that. Then if we do that, it works, but it also means that this one needs to go one further down, otherwise it like doesn't work. So I think that right there is the much better option. So it's just like a little bit of a stairway going all the way up. I did also make sure you can't even see it from here, but up there you can definitely see it right there. There are lanterns up in the tree right now. A few mobs were starting to spawn up there, so I had to make sure the area was actually safe. So the plan is we obviously open up from the house and then go up here. Then I just want to make some sort of walkway going through this area that leads up until the back. I'll say like just around and about on the top of the mountain. And on top there, I then want to build an iron farm. Obviously, what I gotta do is I gotta make this entire area spawn proof, since these guys are just all up in my behind all the time, which we do not like. But I kind of have an idea to stop them from doing that, and it's gonna be simple and just more so like an aesthetic. I want to just utilize flowers. I want to utilize moss, because I feel like that is just the simplest way to make everything spawn proof because of the moss slabs. What are they even called? Oh yeah, I literally think I completely bone mealed every single piece of moss that I actually have. Yeah, this is an issue right now. The thing is, I don't really have a way to get a whole bunch of bone meal, but I do need a whole bunch of bone meal, so we definitely gotta figure out a way to get more of that. Honestly, I think I have an idea to get a bunch of moss without having to try and get a bunch of bone meal, although I definitely can do the bone meal thing. I just think I'd rather not, honestly. I'm gonna just go very simple. I'm gonna go down into the mines. I'm gonna make myself a diamond hoe and just literally annihilate the mine down there. Get as much as I need so that instead of having to do all of that other stuff, this is gonna be 20 times simpler. For the sake of my own mental insanity, I have gathered a whole bunch of iron down in the caves, which I'm going to turn into iron golems, so when I get out there, they will then take out all of the guys while I can just quickly make a pathway going up there so that I can be safe, and I'll actually have my piece to freaking work, because otherwise this is going to be terrible. So instead of making an iron farm, I'm going to make myself a bone meal farm, since it's going to be a big trouble actually making an iron farm up there, because it's going to get an issue where I can't contain the villages, except I have to build like boxes outside the island itself. So I'm just going to make a bone meal farm instead. I'll actually need bone meal more. I don't really know. I just want to build a farm, and it's going to be a bone meal farm instead. The materials inside here is going to be all the materials that we need for it. Obviously, some of the materials did require me to make a trip to the nether, so I finally made myself a nether portal and went into the nether, just grabbed a little bit of quartz, and that was really all I needed. But with this, I can make myself a nice little bone meal farm, and then we can make it look cool up here, and I think that's going to do quite nicely for the area. And then we definitely got to transform this spot over here as well, just not exactly sure with what. Alright, so we have ourselves a working bone meal farm now, which I'm just turning off for the time being. You can already hear that it's just like going to town right here, but obviously I'm going to turn it off while we are actually trying to build around it, and then we can always turn it on later. It doesn't really matter for the time being. It filled a little bit more than I expected, so I'm kind of forced to change things a little bit up around the area, which is completely fine. No issue whatsoever. It's extremely ugly to look at. That's, well, you know, that's just what it is. All I really want to do, I think, is just take the stairs, and instead of having them go up here, I'm just going to have it come in here and then swing out to the side. This area over here ain't really going to be anything, so I don't really need to do much there. But basically all I need to do is just remove a few of these stairs, probably around that about to this level. Oh, that is not good. Of course I did. Bro, I'm such a fucking idiot, bro. I actually cannot stand myself as a person sometimes. It's actually insane. Yeah, I have no idea, bro. Whatever. I can fix that later on. I'm gonna move it down one more layer so I actually have some space right here, since we are obviously gonna have to do something here. So for the time being, all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna literally block this off, so I'm not gonna freaking do what I literally just did and destroy what I've spent time building. But if I just fill in the slabs right here, and then I, instead of having all of this rah-rah going on here, throw in a couple of stairs so we just have a walkway up here, then I gotta just remove that. Then we'll have a full opening. Oh yeah, I'll put some villagers down there, but we skipped out on the villager farm, so they'll just stay there forever. You guys are never getting out, sorry to say it. But basically now the walkway is just gonna lead a little bit to the side instead of what was going on before, which is completely fine. But yeah, if I can just build some sort of building around it, then it's just gonna lead out here, and then we have this area which we also definitely want to transform a little bit with the time that we have left. So before getting too much into building this area up here, what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of trim this area a little bit down, flattening it out, which will then give me a bit of a better oversight with exactly what I can do with this area. And I think I'm just gonna kind of go simple. I think I might want to throw in like 3-4 houses and a few trees, and then that's basically it. And that's basically just gonna be like a little villager home spot, I'd almost call it. So let's try and see if we can do that. So to pep up this area a bit more, I need a bunch more moss. That is really what I'm looking for, is just getting as much moss as possible. I have a decent amount of bone meal at this point since the farm is starting to work, which is really nice. So all I really gotta do is, instead of having to run all the way down into the mines again, I can instead just make my way in here. Let's go a few steps down. That's a weird place that I've put a lantern, but for some reason I did that. I thought that was a good idea, so I did it, that's for sure. Anyways, basically what I'm planning is to just open up this area and just moss and then slam away, moss and then slam away. So I'm just gonna spend a whoa, wait, okay, why in the world is there so many endermans there? Okay, first of all, I don't think I've ever seen this many endermen being trapped in one spot. Second of all, that place looks wildly dangerous. So of course I'm gonna go down there. Got a shield. I need a bunch of torches probably. Alright, 1.5 stack of torches is gonna do it. I guess if I can get down there, there's probably gonna be a whole bunch of bone meal and all sorts of stuff actually. So this place has my attention. Maybe I spend like a few seconds just killing as many of these guys as possible before going down there. Oh dear lord, what in the world? Oh my god, how is this place real? Oh wow, I have an idea. That is crazy, bro. That area is actually insane. How is that real? Alright, I have a bunch of lava buckets, so I'm actually gonna grab a few of them. Oh dear god. There are the endermans. Alright, my plan is really simple. It is very simple. I'm gonna utilize lava. I'm literally just gonna lava some of these guys out in some way. Let's just see. I don't know how this is exactly gonna work, but well, it's gotta work somehow, right? It's gonna light up the area as well, which is kind of a massive bonus as well. So at least it won't keep on spawning. But what the hell is going on? This does. Of course, it makes sense that they will all spawn here because like it's literally on a goddamn island right here. Like where else would they be spawning? Of course, but dear lord, there are limits to the madness, I'd say. Shouldn't there be? Thank God for this bow. This bow has Power 5, Flame, Punch, Unbreaking, and Infinity. If I can just make my way down here and light up the area pretty decently, this really shouldn't be that much of an issue. Okay, I'm probably gonna be pretty safe over in this area here, so yeah, I think I can just do what I was supposed to get down here to do. Bro, that was so insane. There's so much going on. I can't even believe that just happened. Anyways, that is not what we are here for. We are here to do the work and keep building since we are running out of time and I don't even know if I'll be able to finish any of this. Alrighty, so basically all I need to do right now is just change out the rest of the ice around here and throw in the moss block instead. Bone meal it all so it's completely spawn proof. Make sure we light the area up with a few lanterns. That should basically be it for the area. Then we can work on the house around here. I don't know what I'm gonna do right there, but I gotta figure it out, of course. Now we also have the ground down, so all we really need is just the housing. And for the tower, I'm gonna go in the same style as the houses. We're gonna do a mixture of wool. I might throw in maybe some stone or something like that. We'll just kind of see where I take it, but I just gotta fixture in some sort of tower going up, and then we can call it complete, which is pretty dope. Shout out to the Iron Golem. This isn't the most ridiculous thing I have ever seen. I don't know, bro. Look at this. Look at this. That is so unbelievably ridiculous, man. I can't even start to comprehend how wild that is, the amount of them. Ah, that's so crazy, man. You put this little thing together, it looks really, really basic, but it does do work and it does exactly what it's supposed to do. So moving on from that, very happy with that. I transformed this little area down here, so now it's just basically walk down, grab if I need something. Then last but not least, we basically only have this corner right here, which is genuinely the last spot of this entire upper area up here that needs to be transformed. So let's quickly yap through this and just throw in the moss so we have it completed. And that should basically spawn-proof the area as much as we need. So I think it's pretty safe to say that we are as safe as we can possibly be up here. There does seem to be like a few areas here and there where they spawn, but we're in day 98, bro. It is what it is. I can now stand for the next 2 days and just look at the absolute madness of all of these guys. Oh my god, I cannot believe this is so wild, bro. I've never seen anything like this before, bro. Dear, oh my god, this is the most outrageous thing ever. It is literally the most outrageous thing of all time. And as we put ourselves to bed, we take one last sleep and we will have survived 100 days on this absolutely crazy, unique, and special island. I think this is one of the coolest seeds I have tried in my entire life, and it's been something special, man. I really do think it's been something quite special, bro. It's been a lot of fun, and yeah, this seed is just, it is really, really cool. That thing behind me, goddamn was that annoying, bro. But it was really cool. So thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Have a great day.